Oh, I got it. The daddy. Good evening. Thank you all for tuning in to tonight's broadcast. I'm Al Scott. Welcome to Injustice Investigation. Okay, let's see. There is Louis. Good evening to you. Mimi, good evening to you as well. Faye is checking in from North Carolina. Thank you. Miss Evans is in this evening. Felicia Sugar Mama 03 is in the house. My Lord. Okay, Dorothy Morgan, thank you for tuning in as well. I think it's Sheikah James from Houston, Texas is in the house. Thank you for tuning in as well. Miss Chapman, good evening to you as well. I am going to tell you, I didn't get your name, but I'm going to tell you what happened to Cupcake shortly, I promise. Okay, Katrina from Houston, Texas is in the house. Good evening to you. Thank you for tuning in. Sassy, I see you. Good evening. Martin from New Jersey. Hello to you. Welcome to the nice broadcast. Maddie Williams. Good evening, Scott. Oh, yeah, God, I hope you will. It's been a hell of a week. Thank you so much for that, Maddie Williams. Okay, somebody named, I think, Kale's Family Cherry or something like that. Good evening to you. Thank you for tuning in. I see Miss Stewart's in. Welcome. Alwa is in the house. Sydney Johnson, thank you for tuning in. Cassandra Johnson, good evening. No, there's no new updates. I think that is Miss Evans on Malia. Well, that's a slight update, but you all been out for about 2 weeks. I'm sure y'all heard it, but I will bring it up tonight. Kinks and Curls. Okay, I'm just stopping by. I need you, Kinks and Curls, to give me a call again tomorrow, sometime after lunch, so we can tell you about our plan and when we're going to get ready to do the dialogue. It's going to be an open dialogue on different issues throughout the United States. We're going to be inviting attorneys as well as state leaders to come in and sit and discuss some of the most imperative issues. And we try to make sure we give you stories that are of great significance to you and your family's everyday life. No script, real talk. Simple as that. Tatiana Jefferson was finally laid to rest. She's a 28-year-old from Fort Worth, Texas, who was shot and killed by Texas cop Aaron Dean. The neighbor had called the police. It was a non-emergency call to come and check on the house and see what was going on, because the door was open and it had been open for a very long period of time. And so he didn't want to go in and check on it, so he called the police non-emergency number, and they came. Well, it started to go bad when they pulled up. For one, why they didn't park by the house, we don't know. They parked down ways. The front door was still open. They didn't go in. For some reason, they went on the side of the house. There was a light on in the bedroom. And here's what Officer Aaron Dean said when he saw that light. and a figure in there. He says, "Put your hands up. Show me your hands." And in less than a second, after he had said the last word, hands, boom, he fired. If they were going to put their hands up, he didn't give them an opportunity to do that. And any excuse that he would give is an inexcusable excuse. He did not follow any policy procedures whatsoever. Um, I mean, I just want to know why they didn't go in the door. I mean, it was non-emergency call, welfare check. Why he didn't go in the door? That just really bothers me. Why they didn't go in the door? Again, she's 28 years old. She was at home with her nephew Zion, and they were playing a video game, and they had left the door open earlier, let a little fresh air come in. But they got so wrapped up into the game, they forgot that the front door was open. And so now the last memory 8-year-old Zion will have of his aunt would be that of watching the police pull a bullet in his aunt and she dies. That's the last memory that young man will ever have of his aunt. Very, very, very troubling and very, very sad. He could possibly be traumatized in childhood and adulthood because this is a hard pill to swallow. Lisa Robinson, good evening to you. Thank you for tuning in. I see Miss Lewis said, sad brother. So, yeah, I know. Yeah, the nephew and stuff. And we put his picture out the other day up on our Justice Facebook page. And what he said happened. The aunt did have a gun in the home, which she had a permit for. And I would have done the same thing. I'm sure all of you on here probably would have done the same thing. Somebody's on the side of my house. That's what I have the gun for. And she went and she grabbed it, and he said to protect him. But she was killed. She was found and laid to rest after it had to be rescheduled. She was laid to rest in Dallas, Texas. I think it's at Concord Church, and hundreds of people showed up to show their respect and love for the 28-year-old who was gunned down in the comfort of her own home by a trigger-happy, diabolical police officer. Dean resigned from his position. Shortly after that, he was placed in handcuffs and charged with murder. He was given a bail, and he made that and left, and he went home. One of the things I want to touch on today, if you suspect that a child is being mistreated, neglected, abused physically, verbally, mentally, if you suspect that, you don't have to have proof to call the police. You don't have to have proof to call CPS. And if you're wrong, then you're wrong. I would rather for you to be wrong than be right and not make that call. The National Child Abuse Hotline is 1-800-4A-CHILD, 1-800-422-4453. If you suspect something, I urge you to make that call. Last week, across the country, 2 very young girls' life came to a tragic end. Langley from Newark, New Jersey, thank you for tuning in. Good evening to you as well. I get lost because I often wonder, how do you kill a child? Whether that child is looking at you or not. How do you come in and you interrupt a child's life like it's nothing? You end their life because you're perverted or just evil or whatever the cause may be. You end their life. And you may not give a damn about them. Crazy P, good evening to you. You may not give a damn about them, but somebody do. Somebody does somewhere care about a child. Today we learned what we knew was coming. We learned the cause of Camille McKinney, aka Cupcake, cause of death. Authorities said her cause of death was suffocation, and she died on or about the day she was abducted. October the 12th. Well, I'm correct on that. So we could look at this several ways. Felicia said a coward. Amen. Amen. Um, Either it was a drug deal gone bad, either somebody had been ripped off, or it was just a crime of opportunity. And that may very well be the case. Authorities said, from what they see and know, both suspects who are now in custody, charged with Cupcake being kidnapped and charged with her death. The police said they have no connections to either side of the family. That may change later, and it may stay the same. But one thing I remember when what Patrick told law enforcement, he says that we entice children with candy. So if I say I entice Cupcake with candy, I'm speaking of one child. But if I said we entice children, then that means that's a career. And this is one of them that you got caught for. But what about the other ones that they got away with? Leonard, good evening to you. Thank you for tuning in. And that's the scary part. I mean, imagine how many kids are dead and they have never been solved. You have two perverted, very diabolical people, both whom have a history of abusing children and kidnapping them. One minute you see Cupcake playing and like something on TV, she disappeared. Never to be heard from again. Tonight I'm going to take a different route. I want to focus on the mother and the daddy. Ms. Stewart said she thinks money played a big role. You could very well be right. But I want to look at it from a different perspective tonight. Well, kind of, sort of, I watched two videos. One of the videos somebody sent me probably about an hour before airtime. And I watched it. It was the video lasted 12 minutes and 36 seconds. That is the video of Cupcake's father speaking to the media. April, the child's mother, I think her video is 6 minutes and 41 seconds long. So I want to look at or talk about those two videos. I'm sure most of you have already seen the video. And at any time you want to call in and share your views with us, you're more than welcome to do that. I forgot to tell you that at the beginning of the show, the phone lines are open. It's 1 888-357-3334. Go to option 1 to go live. Now, I don't know if the mother always do videos like this, because a lot of people with Facebook, they do. They just make video, go live. It's a wonderful tool, and people are infatuated with that. Do it in the bathtub, sofa, home, outside, anywhere. I watched a woman one day lay in bed and looked like a female version. I better not say that. Good evening, caller. You're live on the air. What's your name and what state are you calling from this evening?
Mrs. Scott.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry. I know I want to hear everything you said, but I'm on what is this? I'm sorry, I'm a class.
Take your time.
As Tasha Bridges, and on Facebook I follow you there. On let's see now. This is YouTube. On Facebook I'm Tasha Jackson. I wanted to say to a lot of your followers, they got upset with me earlier today when I said that I was sad about the Cupcake situation.
Yes, ma'am.
I believe that the mother, I don't know, because I ain't God, but I believe the mother, I have not had nothing to do with it. Now, the daddy, I'm going to sing 6 videos from people. I don't know if I should be saying this shit.
No, I want you to be honest, just speak your mind.
Okay, well, from what people keep sending me, I'm in Cincinnati, Ohio, and I got family there, and some of the things that I've been seeing, he's got more videos out there. I really don't think April, the mother, had anything to do with this. I could be wrong. I ain't God, I don't know. But the things that I'm saying that the father was sent to me, and again, because I'm a little older than, I don't know all about the Facebook changing stuff and switching things. That I will get my grandson to send it here to you.
Okay.
But I'm like, what in the world? What the father was saying, Mr. Scott, I don't know if he's not didn't play a part in it. And everybody is just so mad at me because I made a comment when you had put up something, and somebody in your family put up something earlier about, I can't even remember what it was, because then I got these videos that got distracted. But I said something, I said, I don't think it was a mother. It was a YouTube video. And I said that Cupcake, like, she to be done with. Mm-hmm. She was telling her mama, leave me alone. So if she told her old mama that, she would tell a stranger that, leave me alone. It has to be someone. I don't think it was no candy involved in it. It had to be someone that tricked her or done something to make her think it's okay to go along with them. But and this is my opinion, now your father's going to fuss with me some more. This is my opinion. I think, let's look at the daddy. Mm-hmm. I'm done. Thank you for...
no, go ahead.
You always.
No. You want to say something about the daddy? Go ahead.
The daddy is what? Her daddy? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
No, I was telling you didn't have to hang up. You was getting ready to say something about the dad, and I was telling you can go ahead and say it.
Yeah, well, this is just my opinion, though. Mm-hmm. I got to tag everyone and say, what are you saying? What are you saying? But I'm only on your page today. So what I was saying was, I don't think it was a mother. Okay. When the YouTube video came up, I don't think it was her. I think something went damn wrong. And I really think that the daddy was involved. And, you know, I got some cousins from Mobile in Birmingham. And from what I'm hearing, and I can't give you the facts, and please, no one quote me on this. What I am hearing is he is known to be not a good person.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I can say right now.
Okay.
Now, I will call you back with the facts.
Okay.
Because I don't give a damn.
Right. Gotcha.
So I will definitely call you back with the facts. So I got people everywhere. But now I got people that are saying this to me that I have talked to. And this is what they're telling me. That he is known. Some know him, some know of him. And something ain't right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it was April. Mm-hmm. I think this nigga got something new. He loved her. He loved her, right?
Right.
I'm not crying almost 3 minutes. He loved her, right? Something ain't right. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna call you back with the facts, and I'm gonna put them on the phone with you.
I will be waiting on that phone call.
I sure will give it to you.
As always, I thank you for supporting this channel, and I hope and pray that I never disappoint you.
Never ever will.
Enjoy
we'll always be here for you.
Amen.
Thank you
You're
for
welcome.
listening to me, and I will go back and tune in. Thank you.
You're welcome. Enjoy your evening.
All right, Mrs. Scott. Thank you. Love you.
Bye-bye. And she was saying a lot of the things that I'm getting ready to say to you all. When this first happened, first of all, let me address something someone said while she was speaking. They said, everybody is responsible, and she brought up the cousin. And Sassy, thank you for your donation. She brought up the cousin. She brought up the lady at the party that threw the party, but she didn't like something the lady said. It angered her. Well, I know that's true because it angered a lot of people, and they have called. I haven't saw the video yet. Good evening, caller. You're live on the air. What's your name and what state are you calling from this evening? They'll give me another $1 to the United Negro College when this is over. Okay. Let's go to the mother's video first. Let's skip that. Let's go to R. Guillory. I think he was the one that said the video that I'm getting ready to speak on was the last video that April did with her daughter Cupcake. Okay. Now, there were some things that she said, some things that she did, some things that she didn't do, that kind of made me wonder. For one, the child was on a bicycle. From the beginning, right, to the ending, Cupcake was seen in the middle of the street. Her mother's behind her, though. Her mother's behind her. But accident will happen. It will happen. I heard her say something to the extent about get over here, do something because that van passing by real slow. She may have been telling the truth, but I saw it as a red flag. Yes. Towards the end of the video, she tells her, get out of the street. Her demeanor, and I could be wrong, it was suspect to me. It was. And we didn't have time to do it today. I want to go on her pages and see how many times she's done videos. Because like I said, people do them all the time. But if it's rare, uh, it will be suspect to me. Just the way that she was acting, it was almost as if she was setting the stage to say, "I am Mother of the Year." Now, just like the call, when it first happened, I suspected the mother. I did. But now I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if April had anything to do with it. April might, after the child had been kidnapped, knew who did it and why it was done. But because of who or what it was behind, she can't say nothing or she won't say nothing. Listen, just as the caller said, this is my opinion. This is not a fact. And I'm not trying to pass my opinion off as a fact. This is just my opinion. That's now the daddy, the daddy, the daddy. He talks to the media 12 minutes, 36 seconds. 12 minutes, 36 seconds. Do you think I'm going to waste 12 minutes and 36 seconds talking to the media when my child has been kidnapped? I'll give you maybe 2 or 3 minutes, but I got to go. I got work to do. I can't wait on the volunteer searchers to come. This is my seed. I've got to go. That was suspect. Now, this cat almost spoke of his daughter of the situation as if he had no emotions tied to the child whatsoever. It's like he was telling somebody else's story. Good evening, call. You're live on air. What's your name and what state are you calling from this evening?
Hello, I'm Tatiana, and I call from Pennsylvania.
Welcome, welcome. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm kind of excited and nervous at the same time. So I was calling because this situation with Cupcake, and I get a hold of it the other day because I got shows too. And when I was watching the dad, there was a lot of things about him that disturbed me. There was a lot of things from day one that disturbed me about the situation. Me personally, I think that a lot of them is involved more than what we think that's involved. I really do. The mom, we may think that she's not involved, but I think, her, the dad, I don't know whether this was orchestrated, but these people doesn't seem, they seem like a little detached. For me, if you ask me, well, no one asked me, but they seem a little detached.
I agree. I agree with you on that. I do.
I didn't hear you.
I agree with you on that. They seem a little detached. I agree.
Yes, and like what bothered me from with these cases, there's always more questions and more answers. To this, and the third. The thing was at first, why was she outside this time of night unattended? That was when I first see it, and it's 7:30 at night. Her and this other little kid is outside unattended, and I said to myself the first time I see it, this wasn't anything that was new. This little girl had to be unattended a lot. When I see the video of her riding the bike and her mom is like, "Where is Cupcake?" and she's in the middle of the street unattended, even though that there was a kid there, she was unattended. For her to be 3 years old, she was unattended too much.
If you don't say nothing else doing this live feed tonight, I promise you, you just preached. You just preached.
I didn't hear you.
You just preached. That bothered me from beginning to end. When I saw that video, and then I think it really troubled me when we got the phone got somewhat close to Cupcake, and I'm just looking like that same day she was kidnapped. The same day.
Yeah, I think it was. I think they know, the parents knew these people because, they're telling us that this little girl wasn't friendly. And, even with a mom, when the mom was like, get over here, she's like, leave me alone and this, that, and the third. Those faces that child saw had to be familiar faces to her, in my opinion, in order for her to just go with them.
Mm-hmm. And
that's what I think. Because,
right.
I apologize.
No, go ahead.
In order for her to go with it, because in the beginning, like a dad said, everybody knows this child.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody in the projects know this child. Everybody knows this child. So these could have been familiar faces to her. That's why she easily went. Because if she's not a friendly child isn't just going to go with anyone.
Right. Well, her daddy told us that she wasn't a friendly child. And I'm like, well, something's not adding up.
Exactly. Okay. And then she tells her mom, when the mom is like, get over here, when she was riding that bike, she's like, get away from me. So that little girl has a little, or leave me alone, she said. She had a little aggression to her. Mm-hmm. So this wasn't, so me personally, in my opinion, I think this little girl knew these people, their faces were familiar to her for her to walk off with them.
I agree with you. It's just a lot of things that are not adding up,
yeah. Like Malia's case and all that type of stuff, Exactly. That was another thing. Like with Malia, it is like we heard heard about it, and it is like 2 or 3 months later, what is going on? Why isn't Brittany in jail? Why didn't they, do anything to Brittany? Because we know that woman knew from day one what happened to her child.
She did. You're right. She did from day one, and she knows because she did it.
Exactly. I believe she hit Malia in her head somewhere, and from there, everything escalated. I believe when she called Darian, she called him to clean up the mess. That is why when they asked him about the blood, he said he didn't see any because he wasn't there when it happened.
Come on now. Come on. That's it. And he also said, I don't know what, no, he said, nothing bad happened to Malia. So when, we heard him first say that to a reporter, I'm like, well, what the fuck do you call death? But I got to thinking, he's right. Nothing bad happened to Malia. Simply because Brittany Bowens told him she may have died in her sleep or she just got sick. So there was no pain whatsoever. So he's going off of what Big Brittany is saying happened or did not happen to Malia Davis. Malia Davis could have been laying in the bed when he came back and was dead at that time. But he didn't know it because Brittany probably said, she don't feel good. She rested. Mm-hmm. And so she could have been dead. I thank you so much for calling in and supporting our show. I really do.
You're welcome. Well, you can come see me. I talk bull crap about a lot of cases. So I'm Sakina. I'll come chat with Sakina. So thank you for having me on here.
You're welcome, and enjoy your evening. And we hope to hear from you again soon. Okay. The daddy. Good evening, caller. You live on air. What's your name and what state are you calling from this evening?
Hi, my name is Tatiana Jefferson. I'm calling from Columbia, South Carolina. How are you, sir?
I'm doing excellent. I thank you so much for tuning in to tonight's broadcast.
Thank you for taking my call. I enjoy you, and you're a wonderful person.
Thank you.
But I just wanted you guys to key in on the fact that the father, when he spoke on the, when he gave that press conference or the interview, whatever he did, when he spoke, if you listen to him, he clearly said that this is not about cupcakes, which led me to believe that it was something involving him, and whatever he did, whether he owed someone money or whatever the case may be, that the person took Cupcake to get back at him. I mean, he clearly said it. If you listen to him, he said, "This is not about Cupcake. Please bring her back." And then that's when he went on to say that he would, pay any amount to get her back. So I was very in tune in just that part alone. I don't think the mother has anything to do with it, but the father just really, based on that alone, made me think that he knew something or he was involved in it, and that's why Cupcake was taken.
Exactly. You point out some
great. I hope that makes sense what I'm saying.
It does. You did watch the video because you pointed out some. You got some great points, and some of those I'm getting ready to comment on as well. Yeah, he is at the top of my list as suspect.
Right. So even though they're saying the parents don't have anything to do with it, but I may be wrong. Forgive me, Lord, if I am, but I believe that father has something to do with it. If it was me and it was my child that was gone, I would not make a comment like that because that clearly makes it look like I have something to do with it. So
exactly,
and I just wanted to bring that out to everyone's attention.
Right, and we also have to remember one thing when it comes to the police and cases like this. Sometimes, regardless of what the police said, that they are victims, they're not suspects in the case. Well, a lot of times when the police know you're guilty, they continue to treat you like a victim because they're waiting on you to mess up or they're waiting on some more information to come in. They don't want to spook you either.
Right. And I do know, I think the Sheriff's Department over there in Alabama had stated that there are possibly more suspects, if I understood correctly. And if that's the case, because they can only say, but so much to the public because they don't want to jeopardize the case.
Exactly.
They may know a little bit more than what they're telling
us.
So we have to keep that in mind as well.
You're right.
And I don't know who had custody of Cupcake. Was it the father or was it the mother that had custody of her?
Well, from the way the father was talking, I'm assuming the mother has custody of her, and he visits. That's what I gather from that, but I could be wrong.
Okay. All right. Well, Mr. Scott, I thank you for taking my call. I enjoyed you. I know you don't get to read all of your comments, but I just ran across you one day very recently, not too long ago, like a couple months ago. And so I've been following you since because you're just on the money with everything, and you're an awesome person, and I just enjoy listening to you because you don't just give us what you think, you give us facts. And so I enjoyed that, and I did bless you last Saturday. I'm not sure if you got it through Cash App. I sent $20 to you, and I'll be sending more.
I did
because I just really enjoy you.
I did,
and I wanted to be a blessing to you, and I will be a blessing to you again because you're a wonderful person. Absolutely wonderful person.
I gratefully appreciate that, and I think you did your donation doing a live feed, right?
Yes. Yeah. I'm sorry. What was that again?
I think you did your donation doing a live feed when Gloria was on the site.
No, sir. I didn't do you said a donation?
Yes. Did you? You did it doing a live feed?
Sir. No, sir. No, I sent you a Cash App to Eddie Mays Boy Cash App on last Saturday for $20. This past Saturday.
Okay. I thought you was one of the ones that did it doing a live feed, but we did get it. We did.
No, sir. It wasn't me. No, sir.
Well, I gratefully appreciate you calling. I appreciate your comments, and I hope you enjoy the rest of tonight's broadcast.
Well, thank you, sir, and thank you for taking my call.
Indeed.
You continue to be blessed, and I'll be praying for you.
Oh, please do. Enjoy your evening.
You as well, sir. Thank you for taking my call.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Quickly, I want to point out some things about the dad. So if you call and I don't answer right now, I need to try to get this out. The reporter asked him, what would you say to the person that has Cupcake? Well, when he spoke, it's an old game that politicians play. When you ask them a question, they ask you that same question. Sometimes they're stalling for an answer to come up. I don't think I know for a fact if that had been my child, that's nothing to think about. What do I want to say? I'm gonna blow your goddamn ass off planet Earth if you harm my child. I don't have to think about it. I don't give a damn whether I can say this on TV or not. I'm going to say it. There's nothing to think about. But he had to think about it. Also, when he was speaking, he said, I give up anything, any money. Y'all know me, my cars and stuff and everything. And I'm like, you know what's going on. He also said, I know my baby is safe. How in the fuck do you know your child is safe and she's been kidnapped? You don't know by who, you don't know where she's at. So how can you say you know she's safe? Don't make any sense. It doesn't. Doesn't make any sense. He went on to say, bring my child, I'm paraphrasing now because I was writing some of this down shorthand. He said, I don't know what would make a person do this here. It's bring my child back. What can you do with that 3-year-old, especially if you're a grown man? How do you know a grown woman didn't have it? Watch this. Especially if you're a grown man. What justice would that do to you? Listen, that's the kicker. What justice would that do to you? Or fuck you? So, there's a beef going on somewhere. You done something. You asked him, what justice would that do to you? Those are red flags to me. He's sending out subliminal messages. I can't directly come out and say this, but he's sending out subliminal messages. 12 minutes, 36 seconds, talking to reporters. Tell us something about Cupcake. Oh no. You really won't know. She ain't friendly. She ain't friendly. Okay. 3 years old. She's not friendly. She's not friendly. He kept referring to the money. Whatever you want, everybody know me. They know me. I got it. I got it. What do you have? He knows what's going on. He knows exactly what is going on. I was out here all night looking. He bashed the cousin. They're over here, blase. That don't have nothing to do with what's going on right now. Nothing whatsoever. A worried dad or parent, or guardian would not sit standing there 12 minutes and 36 seconds. Earlier today, we got the report. The DA's office said Cupcake cause of death was suffocation. She was suffocated. This little girl. She either died on or somewhere around October 12th when she was kidnapped. The 2 individuals that are in custody made their first court appearance today to formally be charged with kidnapping and capital murder. Patrick says he's going to hire a paid attorney. His girlfriend, Brown, is going to have a public defender. Patrick also asked the judge or addressed the judge and said, I don't know how I'm getting charged with capital murder. Well, if you killed her, that would probably be the reason. Or is he saying, I was doing what they paid me to do? I didn't kill her. I grabbed her, but I didn't kill her. I'm always trying to give you different avenues that you can go down and come to your own conclusion. Bring my cupcake home. April says when she first spoke that when you see her, don't call her Cupcake. That's her nickname. No. Don't call her Camille. Yeah, I'm wrong. She don't answer to that. Call her Cupcake. Several times she says she's not going to. Her name is Camille and she's not going to answer to them. Huh? Oh. That didn't make any damn sense to me. You can call her Camille, you can call her Cupcake. It's my child. Whatever would get her attention, do it. Now, what I'm saying tonight is not a fact. Nothing I'm saying. It's my opinion, and I'm not trying to pass my opinion off as a fact. But this case is going deeper. I feel it. It's going deeper. It's going deeper. A lot of people get upset when you begin to blame the parents. Well, if you wouldn't be so one-sided, you could probably see what others are seeing. The worst thing you can do is to be caught in a web of emotions and lies and unproven alibis when the mother or the father stand before the cameras and the tears get to falling down their face. She couldn't have done it. Bull fucking shit. If you watch TV, they have actors. I don't know if the guy in the movie, The Preacher, Color Purple, was a real preacher. But if he wasn't, hell, I still feel the anointing. People are acting. Another reason why you can't believe it. Why would they do that to their own child? Ask the police. Ask the police. It happens every day. It happens more often than we think. I never saw either one of them outside with banners, a blimp up in the sky. Cupcake, we looking. Cupcake, we looking. Just as bad as Brittany Bowens. When I saw that email and they said cause of death for suffocation, some evil bastards. And I watched the girlfriend sit in the courtroom. You can stop that shaking shit. You can stop that shaking shit. Save it for the death. Save that shit. Save that energy. Now, if they were paid to do this, two things you have to realize, okay? Both of these people have a history of fooling with little kids. Both of them do. And if they were paid to do this, then whoever paid them knew this is what they do. Or he could just be in it, him and his girlfriend, and that's it. Maybe the girlfriend killed him. It matters a damn. Well, you were there, right? Your ass gonna get the charge too. Both of you going up the goddamn river. It's as simple as that. He talked about fake videos that's going around. He also spoke about when I think the police got a call that child resembling Cupcake was at a. They asked the manager to roll the tape back. Manager did. They went with SWAT, went to the house. False alarm. She kind of resembled Cupcake, and that was it. If you haven't watched the video, especially of the father, I urge you when the show is over, watch the video. I want you to pay attention to how many times he kept talking about money. I'll pay whatever. I'll give up my car. So how you know somebody just didn't kidnap her to rape her and kill her? You telling me now that you know for a fact she's been held for ransom. I'm going off of what you say and what you're not saying. And your body language tells me a whole lot. I know people grieve different, but I can tell when someone is grieving, and even when they're laughing, you can say they're trying to act like they're all right, but they're not. They're hurting. The case could go either way. Both of them are being held for kidnapping, capital murder. Neither one will get a bail. They will stay in there until trial, and rightfully so. I just want to know how was he able to make a $500,000 bail? That's all I want to know. Gilroy says the death penalty. Exactly. That's all I want. How were you able to do it? Who paid the money, and why did they pay it? And if you doing this, if you did this, your dumb ass should have left town, but you didn't. Something is not right with this. I'm not for sure about the mother, but her video was somewhat alarming to me today. It's like she wanted to make sure that you knew a van was passing by real slow. But what the hell would make her say that? How can you connect that to that? When she gets kidnapped. And see, I had said earlier that van was around there watching her. Didn't I? Police said when she was kidnapped. The police say when she was kidnapped, the relatives, the people, did not immediately report it to the police. That's what the police said. He said. I mean, they didn't do it. They didn't immediately report it to the police. This is getting ridiculous. This is pathetic. This is diabolical. Our kids are now under attack. And it's extremely hard for us to separate stranger danger from the parent because sometimes parent and stranger danger is the same person. The same person. Police will say, I know she did. I know he did. But I can't get an arrest warrant on that alone. I have to prove it. I have to have something solid to get a judge to sign this for the arrest. Police officers, a lot of their crimes, I tell you, are solved just by a hunch that they have. But a hunch won't get you no arrest warrant. So you diligently work, methodically look at this and that, in hopes that you're going to find the piece that's going to get a judge to sign it. Again, most of what I told you tonight is not a fact, in my opinion. I'm just trying to look at it from different ends. We're losing our children to individuals who are already lost in the mind. Cupcake is not a bargaining chip. My child is not a bargaining chip. Your child is not a bargaining chip. And with that being said, don't make it out to be that way. If you're in the dope game, if you're doing anything illegal, that could not only send you to prison, but could bring harm to your children and your family. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to say, I gotta stop. We may not be able to live the life we used to, but I have a child now, and I'm not gonna put my child in in danger. Good evening, caller. You're live on air. What's your name and what state are you calling us from this evening?
Mrs. Scott, I'm sorry. This is Tanya Rush again from Columbia, South Carolina.
Yes, ma'am.
Just very quickly, in regards to the ransom, and I'm not sure if anyone else heard it because I listened very well and I analyzed everything. But I clearly heard, I'm not sure at what point he said it, but the father did say that April, the mother, had asked for ransom. And I'm not sure if anyone else heard that, but I did hear it. I did actually hear him say that on something, on a video or something. He said that.
That video.
So I'm not sure if you had heard that.
Yeah, the video you're speaking of, he's inside of a vehicle. And I think he was smoking a blunt. As a matter of fact, I shared that video on my YouTube channel. So when it's over, you can go and see that's the one that you're speaking of right there. We shared that video because I found that to be very strange. There's no emotions to what he's saying.
Okay, so am I correct in saying that he did say that?
He did. He said it was about the money with the mother, and he also said that. Yeah, he did. Maybe not in those exact words, but he did. I wrote it down. He did say that.
I thought he did. I wasn't sure.
He did.
Okay, then.
Okay, thank you again.
Thanks again for taking the call.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Somebody said he did say that. That was Miss Lewis. My time is about up, you all. I thank you all for tuning in and listening. Someone put out a post the other day to protect our children, even if they're not your children. And I echo that. We are our children lifeline. And the kids in the neighborhood, we should be their lifeline. We should. It should never hurt for a child to go home. It shouldn't. So since we have a lot of baby daddies and baby mamas, there's no more parents. It's kind of like driving. I have to drive for me and the other idiots too. The same thing with our children. If you see something, if you think something, you must report it. Don't look at it, because it could be my child. Wrong way to look at it. It's just the right thing to do. Now, if I'm wrong or others are wrong on anything that we're saying about the mother and the father, I personally deeply apologize. But what makes us go that way? With how they're acting and how they're not acting, what they're saying, what they're not saying. The daddy all but told everything apart from what he owed, if that would be the case. He made mention of money being the issue several times. The dad did. And he stood there with a calm face. 12 minutes, 36 seconds. Your child is missing. You gone. You're looking for your child. Your child is my child, and my child is your child. We have to speak up when we see something. I was looking for a piece of paper I had on Malia Davis. We will be in, I think it's Arkansas next month. I think it's on the 9th, I think. The bridge will be dedicated to Malia Davis. I think it's going to be called the Malia Lynn Davis Memorial Bridge. And so we will be in town for that. Malia, I love you. And as long as I live, your story will never, ever die. And I know there are a lot of people who have stopped speaking on the Malia Davis case. I will not be one of them. So many people let her down, and I will not fall into that statistic. Now, with that being said, last thing, donation, cash out, Alfonso Scott, $, Eddie Mays Boy, PayPal.me/Injustice Gotcha. If you need other options on how you may donate to our show, you can call 1-888-357-3334. extension 3, Miss Jade, or extension 4 would be Miss Gloria, and they can give you other options on how you may donate. The shows we do are not only for the victims, the ones who have been killed. It's for all others that may come after, and we're trying to aggressively address it and prevent that. It's as simple as that. I love you. I appreciate you all support. Remember, I'm not always right, and you are not always wrong. Be it the Lord willing, we will see you on the radio. I'm out, Scott. Enjoy you. Okay.